Welcome to our weekly meditation, 6th in Easter, I think, next Sunday being Pentecost. There's a bit of imagery on the screen that's a foretaste, perhaps, of that. Contrary to what I said in my email, I'm gonna leave Julian of Norwich till next week. So we'll just have something from Mary today. But picking up on one or two things I've been thinking about or reading or listening to since last week, one line's really struck me about fear. That fear can keep us from hearing what's really being said. And then this from somebody who's replied to Father Richard Raw's daily emails. They say, at times when the darkness arrives, I wrestle with it, tolerate it, and try to accept it. But I often forget it is primarily my teacher and transformer, as Father Richard says. Eventually, I get to a point where I begin to see. It's like entering a dark space. Your eyes need to adjust a while before you even begin to notice the emerging luminosity, and the confusion and fear begin to dissipate. I have grown to be able to remember this, that God is totally present in the darkness, opening me to receive God's peace and love, mostly without immediate understanding. These liminal times have become treasures. So let us use this time to see what treasures we can uncover. So let's be still. Be here. Saying to yourself, here I am to this moment. And as we settle, adjusting our position, take our usual 2 deep breaths through the nose and back out through the mouth. Relaxing with enjoyment into this time. Settling. And as we settle, notice any areas of the body that are aching or a bit uncomfortable. If you're able to tense those and then to relax them, or otherwise just notice and accept. Likewise, notice any thoughts that you're carrying. Step back and watch them drift away as you let them go. Take 2 more deep breaths with a focus on the breathing, noticing that it's deeper and longer than when we're just breathing automatically. I'm going to do a little bit of a breath exercise that we've not done for a while, called 4, 7, 8. This really requires focus on the breath. So the 4 is a count to 4 on the in-breath, The 7 is holding for a count of 7. And then the 8 is the out breath and counting to 8 as you slowly breathe out. And we'll do 4 or 5 rounds of that. So 4 in breath. Hold for 7 and then a count to 8 on the out breath. So in your own time and your own counting. And then just allow your breath to adopt a regular but deep pattern as you commit to be open to this moment, letting the ego lose its grip, allowing the heart to be open, and to be open to what might be speaking to you from the heart. Coming to Mary, the opening chapter of Luke's Gospel presents Mary as, if you like, an archetype, because God comes into her life and proclaims the divine presence within her, and immediately, speaking through the angel, do not be afraid. And here's the thing, through the same divine Spirit, and we noted that Pentecost is next Sunday, through the same divine Spirit, God comes into our lives and announces the divine presence within each of us. All we are asked to do is to be present and be open. Because it's only after that Mary is called beyond her fear does God give the message of her calling. Fear can keep us from hearing what is really being said. Perhaps that's why so many times do not be afraid is offered, so that we can hear what's really being said. Mary had a focus on trust. She said, "Let what you have said be done to me." She just says, "I trust you. Do with me what you will. Let it be." Let it be. So perhaps we can use that just for a brief pause. Be still and know that I am God. And maybe fit those words to our pattern of breathing. Be in, still out, and know in. That, breathe out, I am, in breath, God, out breath. Some words from the medieval Muslim poet Rumi. We've used this before, the idea of holding and welcoming almost those thoughts and feelings that we might think we want to avoid. The guest house, a way perhaps of putting hospitality internally. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture, still treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice. Meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. And so to our longer silence, and in this perhaps we might want to notice who has arrived at our guest house. May include fear or anxiety, and we should be aware that many, even if we're not fearful or anxious at this moment, many are. But treat them as a guest, not an enemy. Offering hospitality. Listen to what they might be telling you. You might also want to practice a method of giving yourself loving kindness. These words might be used. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I ride the waves of my life. May I live in peace, no matter what I am given. And then you might want to think of somebody you know who is struggling and offer them the same words. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you ride the waves of your life. May you live in peace no matter what you are given. And then above and beyond that, you could always take those thoughts to somebody who you struggle with, somebody who you don't get on with or has a reputation for being difficult. Or simply use the breath to keep the doors of the heart open, to listen for what might be speaking to you from the heart. And we're using a Taizé chant in Swedish this time. Christus din ande I oss en källa med pålande vatten. Jesus, your spirit in us is a wellspring of life everlasting. And so we come out of our silence. Jesus, your spirit in us is a wellspring of life everlasting. Perhaps take a deep breath as you return to the room. Maybe open your eyes gently if they've been closed. Gently stretching, bringing your focus back to the here and now. Some closing words. This is what is happening right now, and you are doing the best you can. So may peace meet you in the midst of the noise, and steady your heart when it starts to quicken. And may you sense a quiet presence beside you, within you, holding you gently until calm comes again. Amen.